The opening of the Chinatown in Lugogo, the former game, has raised a lot of hullabaloo around. There are so many issues that have come up, mixed feelings about it, and well, what is it exactly, and what are we seeing, and where are we going? Since the opening up of the economy, I think in the late 1980s, Uganda has seen a lot of growth, economic growth. This growth, however, has not been powered by Ugandans, by Africans. This growth has been powered by foreigners. And among the key ones are the Chinese and the Indians. Of course, we do not see much of the Europeans because their organizations, what they've done it so well that their organizations are managed by Africans, and some of them are the traditional ones, like Standard Bank, like Stanbic, like Shell. You may not feel it, but the Chinese have made a very big impact in the economy, and it's global. If you went anywhere in American shops, the products there, you're going to see Chinese. I mean, China is the world's factory, as it is called. It produces literally everything, and very cheaply. So if you walk around this country, anywhere you go, in the markets, in the shops, you have Chinese goods. So what somebody has done is simply say, right, come get China in one place. So all these cheap products you find everywhere. I traveled up country, and on the roadside, everywhere there is so much entrepreneurial activity. There is so much to sell, and whatever you see is Chinese product. So when they come up in a place where we are seeing them, people are getting worried. Don't get worried. If you really want to get worried, go out there, produce your own stuff, and sell it. It's true that as long as we continue to import what we're importing, we may never actually develop. So we need a strategy, and that's part of government. We need a strategy that's going to enable us have local production. I mean, why aren't we producing clothes with our former Nyanza textile industries? Why is it that today we don't have wonderful cotton clothes? Why is it that we have coffee, but we don't have very good coffee being exported from Uganda? Now, these are weaknesses internally, and I attribute them to a number of factors. One is our history. Our history took us away from business. We really don't understand business yet, because slave trade, colonization, neo-colonialism has kept us out of running business. Until when you solve that problem and give confidence back to this Ugandan African, there is no way they're going to run very successful business and be able to compete with foreigners, more so the Chinese. The Chinese government did a lot of things. I mean, they went out there and they had policies that supported both a bit of capitalism, free markets, and also state enterprises, and some control and guidance. And the Chinese economy boomed. It grew so much that China has been able to lift 800 million people out of poverty. 800 million people is the population of Europe and America. So the number of middle class in China is much bigger than the number of Europe and America combined. So this is an amazing country. Now, what we need to do, we as Africans, we as Ugandans, must be able to put our priorities right. What are those areas where we can actually produce with a competitive advantage? Can we go into maize and export maize and have it as and generate money out of it to be able to enable us to do other things? Can we look at cassava and make it a whole industry, with various aspects to it? I mean, there's a lot that we can think about. How can we get matoke to replace wheat, which we import and eat so much? I mean, these are things that we must be able to do. If we don't do that, it's not about China. It's about anybody else who is able to export to us. Look at Starbucks. I mean, Starbucks now has the biggest distribution point in the country, bigger than Shell, bigger than Total. You know, I don't think it's owned by Ugandans. So where are we as Ugandans? This is a very important question that government must address, business schools must address. So we should stop worrying about it. And of course, what you're going to see is China bashing, India bashing, and so on and so forth. But these are countries that are producing, and when they produce, they need to sell, and they sell to you. If you have nothing to sell, they'll sell it to you. The biggest problem is that our resources are going out, being exported without adding value. So Chinatown, welcome. I think you will give us an opportunity to buy cheap, and maybe even buy formally, because I may find a problem going to the street to buy what you're selling in Chinatown, you know. But these books are available. This market is flooded with Chinese books. And it's not only Uganda, it's everywhere. China is today the world's factory. It produces literally everything, and it's dominated the world. That's why it is where it is at the moment. We should devise means of producing and competing with China. But given our small populations, our lack of attitude, our poor attitude to science, our policies which are not supporting growth of local companies, we're not there yet. So don't worry about Chinatown. Chinatown, welcome.